Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Take your seats. Good morning. My name is Vitka Eisen. I'm the CEO of HealthRIGHT 360, and welcome everybody to HealthRIGHT 360's Recovery Residence Program. The Recovery Residence Program offers housing to people who are transitioning from residential substance use disorder treatment into independent living. We opened a soft open in April and filled up by September. And we were able to house up to 72 people here on Treasure Island in the Recovery Residence Program for up to 24 months. We could not have done this without the support of our mayor, Mayor London Breed. So Mayor Breed, please welcome to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicka, and thank you for your work and the work of HealthRIGHT 360. I'm really excited to be here today and to be joined by Supervisor Matt Haney and Dr. Grant Colfax from the Department of Public Health to really express my excitement about what these new beds do to provide an opportunity for people who we know need this level of support. As someone who grew up in San Francisco, and especially now as mayor, I do spend a lot of time in the neighborhood, and the consistent theme of people who, in some cases that I grew up with, or the parents of people who I grew up with, who unfortunately have had challenges with substance use disorder, they are maybe in HealthRIGHT 360, getting the kind of help and treatment they need. But then once they go through the 90-day program, that's when the struggle really begins, because they don't know where they're going to go. And the truth of the matter is, in many cases, there are challenges around trust with maybe some of their family members. And so they can't always go home. And so what do we do to make sure that they stay clean and sober? How do we provide an opportunity for them to rebuild those relationships with their friends and family members so that they can continue to focus on their sobriety? This is the opportunity to do just that. What an amazing place. 72 new beds for the sole purpose of helping to make sure that people are able to get back on their feet with dignity. That's what today is about. There's not a one size that fits all in San Francisco. And we know that there is a real need to reform our systems of care, whether it's someone suffering from substance use disorder or someone suffering from mental illness. How do we as a city start to remove the stigma attached to the challenges that people face and incorporate it into how we provide health care in general in our city and in our country? We have come to a crossroads where there is a strong need to ensure that we are making the kinds of investments necessary to build upon all the amazing things that we already do in San Francisco to increase our capacity and the needs of the residents that we know are suffering. And so I'm really grateful to Supervisor Haney and Supervisor Ronan for working with me on Mental Health SF to do just that, a commitment to San Franciscans to ensure that we completely reform our mental health system in a way that is responsible, in a way that delivers the level of support necessary to help people and meet them where they are, to have a clear understanding of the data and who actually needs the help that we are able to provide and how we expand upon those that we are not able to reach. Dr. Colfax and his team at the Department of Public Health have done an amazing job with identifying 4,000 individuals that we know we're not providing sufficient care for. And the only way we're going to do that is increase our capacity, provide additional resources, and we couldn't do this work without organizations like HealthRIGHT 360, who since the days of Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic and Walden House and organizations emerged to create something so powerful that it has truly delivered an opportunity for people who in some cases have lost hope to find a new way of living, to find a new life and to thrive again. So I am grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for this opportunity. In this past year's budget, we committed to opening 212 new beds. These 72 beds that we are opening here today, we reach almost half of that goal. And overall, our commitment is to make sure that we're adding to our already 2,000 behavioral health beds, an additional 1,000. Of course, we need more. Of course, we know it is expensive. Of course, we need to expand our workforce and provide wraparound supportive services. We know what we need. And now it's time that we get there. And we are almost, well, maybe not almost, but close enough, because these 72 beds means on a regular basis, not just 72 lives. This means that there are people who will have a place to move forward, a place to grow, a place to really thrive in our city where we know anything is possible. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being here, and a special thank you to HealthRIGHT 360 and the work that you continue to do. It just means so much to have you all here with us. And I see Sherry Young from One Treasure Island. Thank you for the work that you have done. And actually, we did together many, many years ago when I worked for the Treasure Island Development Authority here in San Francisco, and it was the Treasure Island Homeless Development Initiative, which is now One Treasure Island, doing great work to make sure that formerly homeless people and veterans and families have access to a safe, affordable place to call home. This is an amazing community. This is an amazing opportunity, and this is what happens when we come together to do what is in the best interest of the people of our city, especially those who are most vulnerable. I am so proud of each and every one of you for participating in this amazing opportunity, and thank you all so much for being here.
So thank you so much, Mayor Breed. So you should know that 94% of the people who come to HealthRIGHT 360 for substance use disorder treatment come to us experiencing homelessness. Most of those people are unsheltered. They live outdoors. So we all know in San Francisco, if you're unsheltered when you come into residential treatment, the end of 90 days, you're going to leave without housing. So that is a tragic, tragic circumstance. It is impossible to maintain the benefits of treatment if you don't have a safe place to live. It's common sense. So we are so grateful to the Mayor's Office and the Department of Public Health that worked with us to develop a project that would house people so that they would be able to have a safe place to live, continue their treatment, look for work, get job training, go to school. Now, we thought this was a good idea, and it has exceeded our wildest expectations. Our wildest expectations. It's been amazing. I had thought maybe that more clients would actually access treatment if they knew there was housing on the other end. And because, like, if you don't have a house or a place to live, why go into treatment if you're just going to be in a tent at the other side of that? And so I suspected that that might happen. And one day I'm walking in my office. I happen to work in our Mission Street location, which is where our central intake is for residential treatment. And I hear one guy waiting to go into intake telling another guy waiting to go into intake, and he says, "Hey, I hear if you come into treatment, they'll house you for another year or two afterwards." And it's like, really? So, okay, anecdotal evidence, but I think that is exactly what's happening. And I think that more clients come into treatment, they stay in treatment because they know there's housing on the other side. And so it's our deepest gratitude to the Mayor's Office, to Mayor Breed, to the Department of Public Health, to Supervisor Haney, for helping us to secure this space, of course, to One Treasure Island for being such a big supporter for us, to make sure that this happened. And I also hope that this is, I'm so glad that you of the press are here, because I hope that this is held up as kind of a beacon of what treatment should look like for low-income people throughout California. Because this is not just a San Francisco issue. This is an issue that is, that's Oakland and San Jose and Los Angeles and all the other counties where we work. People who come into treatment need to be assured they have a safe place to live on the other side of it. So again, I thank you all for your support. And now I'd like to bring up Oh, wait, I have to also acknowledge our amazing staff. The programs are staffed, by the way, these programs are staffed by people with lived experience, because they're there to help coach the clients and help, help build optimism and to show that it can be done, right? We can do this, and it is working. People get jobs. People are moving out into independent living, just as we'd projected. So thanks to the amazing staff. And I'd like to bring up one of our amazing residents, Danny Ruiz.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Ruiz. I go by Danny, and I live here at the Recovery Residence Program on Treasure Island, and I'm very grateful to be where I'm at today. This program's preparing me for my future and bettering my life at the endless possibilities ahead of me. Like many of my peers here, my journey to HealthRIGHT 360 has had its shares of ups and downs. I was selling drugs, dabbling in them, and eventually developed a problem with drug use, which led me to a cycle of incarceration and drug use. I've had experiences with other treatment programs, but none were the right fit for me with their strict rules and judgment. I even completed treatment at Walden House a few years back, but my heart wasn't in it since I was court-ordered, and eventually I relapsed. Fast forward to March 2019, where I realized my life was passing me by, and I wasn't where I pictured myself to be at 28 years old. I decided to cut out the negative aspects of my life and make an honest and heartfelt decision to put the past behind me and move forward towards a cleaner and healthier lifestyle. I knew I needed help, so I turned to HealthRIGHT 360 for the skills and guidance I needed moving forward in my life. HealthRIGHT 360 and the Recovery Residence Program has given me an opportunity to get away from the drugs and the craziness I created in my life. It also has given me a place to clear my head in a healthy and supportive environment, which allows me to see things in a new, positive perspective. With the help of the staff here at the program, I've learned about addiction, recovery, and healthy ways to cope and deal with life. Most importantly, though, I have found my authentic self again and learned to love myself again and live a sober and healthy lifestyle. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Daniel. We really appreciate you sharing your personal story with us, and we are rooting for you, and we are here for you. So thank you, and congratulations. Now I want to bring up Supervisor Matt Haney. As many of you have probably heard, Supervisor Haney and I worked with Supervisor Ronan to come together in an effort to address mental health reform in San Francisco, and which we all know is critically important to the success of so many people who are suffering on our streets. And I really appreciate his work and his leadership around mental health reform. And I know he also is the representative of Treasure Island, so he is your supervisor, whoever's living here. So ladies and gentlemen, Supervisor Matt Haney.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Breed and Dr. Colfax and Vitka. We were able to come together and announce Mental Health SF just last week. And there are some big changes that will be coming, some systemic reform that we're working together on, and really appreciative of the mayor's leadership and of Dr. Colfax's leadership. But people have to know what the solution looks like. And this is what the solution looks like. When people make the commitment for a change in their own lives, we as a city have to make the commitment back to them. That means not just a 90-day treatment program, although sometimes that's where it starts, but it also has to mean a commitment to housing. And I think that Vitka and the mayor really painted this picture that if people are going to take that big step themselves in their lives, many folks who may be living on the streets, who maybe have been suffering with substance use disorder for some time, they need to know that they're going to be off the streets, and that journey is going to be one that we're there with them for over a much longer period of time and is not involved in them going back out onto the streets. Daniel, we're proud of you. We're inspired by you. I think you represent what is possible and what is happening and what HealthRIGHT 360 does every day. And I want to recognize and thank the leadership of HealthRIGHT 360 and all of the staff who are here for your extraordinary work. I have the privilege of not just representing this area, but many of your other facilities as well. And I'm so grateful for everything that you do and for your commitment also to expanding and partnering here on Treasure Island. I want to thank Sherry and everyone from One Treasure Island who have been a close partner in identifying this opportunity with housing here and expanding the amazing things that are happening on Treasure Island. If you're here, some of you live here, some of you spend time here, isn't this a beautiful place, a beautiful island? The weather seems to be better out here. It has a great view, but if you look around, what's even more beautiful are the things that are happening in the lives of people who are here. The commitment to help people get back on their feet, a path to have stability in their lives, the compassion and the hope that is here on this island, and HealthRIGHT 360 and the other organizations that are part of One Treasure Island really reflect that. This is a part of what the solution looks like, helping people with a long-term commitment to get on their feet, to stay on their feet. When people are concerned about what's happening on our streets and the people who are suffering, they should also think about what's happening here and the things that we're going to continue to do together. Thank you, Mayor Breed. Thank you, everyone who's a part of doing this. We appreciate it. Let's do more.
Thank you. And last but not least, the director of the Department of Public Health, who has not even been on the job for, has it been a year, Doctor? Not even a year. But he has already hit the ground running and doing a great job, Dr. Grant Colfax.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So another treasure on Treasure Island. Thank you, Mayor Breed, for making investments in substance use treatment and mental health. Thank you for making it a priority from day one. And, you know, as a clinician, this really resonates with me because I've seen many patients who have come to me asking, and they're ready for substance use treatment. And usually, you know, we can get them to a crisis treatment. We can often even get them to 90 days, but 90 days is often necessary but not sufficient, right? And I've had many conversations with patients, whether they're using alcohol, meth, opioids, and the question comes up, well, what happens after 90 days? And today I think we have a very important answer and a solution for so many people. So I really want to thank HR 360 for making this happen. Supervisor Haney, for your commitment to the health of our San Francisco community, and the partners in innovation, whether it's HR 360 or other community partners who are really helping us move forward with reforming our mental health system. Daniel, thank you for sharing your perspective, your history, your story, and we are here to support you as the Department of Public Health. I'm a big believer in programs like this that will change people's lives, and the Department of Public Health delivers services to thousands of people every year, including key mental health and substance use treatment services. But we know, both from my clinical perspective and from a systems perspective, that housing is health, right? Housing is a key part of health. In fact, for most people, it is the most important health intervention you can do. So we can't expect people to continue in their recovery without stable housing, and this is a key part of that work. We know from research that clients are twice as likely to maintain their ongoing outpatient treatment if they have a stable place to live. It's common sense. And we know that data makes a difference, and I'm proud that HR 360 has been such a key partner for many years now with the health department in implementing substance use disorder treatment. You focus on the data, and you listen to clients, and you shape programs according to people's needs. You're increasing not only the number of people who continue to use outpatient treatment for substance use, but also the length of time that they stick with it. So we will continue to invest in programs like this as we, the Health Department, and our Director of Mental Health Reform, Dr. Ngozi Bland, work on a major expansion in behavioral health, as you've heard today, mental health SF. And under Mayor Breed's leadership, with the support of Supervisors Haney, Ronan, and their fellow board members, and with the help of partners like HR 360, we are going to transform our behavioral health system to serve the people in greatest need. We do big things in San Francisco. We do big things in the health department. We're going to do big things going forward. We look forward to having more days like this today as we continue to build San Francisco where wellness and recovery are possible for everyone. Congratulations, HR 360. Congratulations to your patients and clients. Look forward to working together.
All right, that's it, folks. Let's get back to work. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you.